Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the 35th episode of the Totally Unqualified podcast. We are sitting here surviving our first day of daylight savings, so we're an hour short. Maybe that's why I look extra tired or feel extra tired.
You got an extra hour of sleep. You fell back. You got more sleep.
Well, I feel more tired.
Well, it wasn't because of daylight savings.
So we're here. We're apologetic once again. We didn't have an episode last week.
Yes, I would like to bring up my housekeeping this week. And my housekeeping is that AJ called us. Mm-hmm. And AJ is feeling like on the weeks we don't have episodes, it's confusing to everyone, which she is right about. So she would like us to be posting at least something that says coming soon, or here's what's coming next, or we'll be in touch, blah, 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 blah. She wants us to fill the void.
It's just that we sometimes don't know, and so we need to be better about that timing.
We knew our topic. We could have promoted
I guess.
AJ, we hear you. It isn't okay. We need to get back on schedule. And if we're not, she wasn't saying don't be on schedule. She was just saying your fans are waiting. Please fill the void.
We need to do a calendar invite or something.
We do. We need to fill that space.
Okay.
So we will take that into account. That was my only housekeeping because we didn't really butcher any facts.
I'm not going to lie. I think that there were a few things you said you were going to housekeep on the last episode.
I rewatched the episode.
There was nothing?
There was nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. I rewatched it twice.
So we'll go straight in.
Going straight in.
Love of the week. Oh, I wrote mine down. You can start.
Okay. My love of the week. This past week, Eric and I went to Austin, Texas with some friends for a long weekend. It was very fun. I wouldn't say Austin is one of my favorite cities, but there were a lot of fun things to do there. And my love was we went two-stepping at the Broken Spoke, which is very famous. There was another hipper place to go, but we went to the tried and true classic. We heard great country music, just great. And my love was not only trying to two-step, but I felt like this is truly an American cultural thing to own. The music, the dancing, people take it really seriously. There are cowboys there asking people to dance. Everybody's wearing their cowboy boots. There are a lot of people your age there, guys in baseball caps and jackets who you would never think could dance, were unbelievable, whisking their people around the floor. And I know Austin is a very liberal town, but lots of same-sex couples, which surprised me, which was great.
Such a weird way for you to say that.
Well, I didn't think there would be same-sex couples dancing in Texas, because Texas is typically highly
You're
Republican.
in Austin.
I know, but I don't know. It's Texas.
Mom, there are gay people everywhere.
I know there are gay people everywhere, but I didn't know if gay people would be accepted to be dancing with each other everywhere in Texas. It's not about the gay people. It's about where
We're
they
not
are.
saying everywhere in Texas.
I'm just saying I wasn't sure that
it
felt like a very conservative kind of place, this old time two-stepping dance hall. Mm-hmm. So I loved it. And I love that it's an American pastime.
Is it an American pastime?
Yeah. It's like the roots of the music are rooted in American history. And I love the cowboy boots and the hats. I
want to know more about what you're saying in the roots of American history. Can you come with that next week?
Okay. What? That there's like a slave issue?
No, I'm asking for the historical creation of country.
It's purely American. Like you don't hear that music everywhere.
No, but
I'm hear it here, and you don't see that dancing everywhere. Just like Irish step dancing.
No, I'm not fighting it. I don't know what the history is.
Okay,
I'm asking you to present the history.
But I loved it, and it was really fun, and the music was absolutely fantastic.
My love of this week was that it was Halloween, and I loved that everybody was in their costumes en route to different locations. I saw lots of good costumes when I was out and about. And I was Willy Wonka one night, and I ran into another Willy Wonka on the street, and it was just a fantastic bonding moment. I was the Johnny Depp version, and the guy I ran into was the Gene Wilder version. So we had diversity in costume, but we both had the same idea. So
You both wore the same glasses.
I know, but his didn't really like match his.
I liked his coat.
Yeah, he got like
wore
the
a long
purple
purple velvet coat. It
I don't
was
know what
great.
to do, honestly. Like, I was gonna order my coat and then return it to Amazon, but like I had to take off the tag because it was huge, and now I'm like stuck with this red velvet.
It's not red. Plum.
And I'm never gonna wear it again. I mean, it wasn't expensive, but it's just like, you know,
never know.
Space is valuable
Maybe
these
it
days.
will come into style.
No.
You never know. It
Oh my
was
God.
great in the city. I have to say, I was in Times Square and I was roaming around. I saw a jellyfish. Someone wore it, looked like an umbrella on their head, and yet they decorated it with cellophane and had the things hanging off, so it looked like a jellyfish.
It was very
terrific.
festive.
I saw a pharaoh, lots of skeletons. I saw a whole family of ghosts that were all adorned in different ways. What's the problem, Ave? Am I not holding my? Okay,
You're
I guess.
holding it a little too far away. I just
Okay.
want to make sure you're heard.
All right, I'm holding my microphone too far away. Now I feel like I've been holding it too close because I do feel like I'm loud a lot of the time.
I'm looking at it.
Okay. All right. Do you want to do your hate?
My hate of this week. Oh, I know what my hate of the week. My hate of this week is daylight savings. Why do we still do it? I was doing research. I forget. Let me find the name of the bill. It's called I looked up daylight savings legislation. Oh yeah. It's called the Sunshine Protection Act. Ever heard of this?
Never, but
Introduced
I know
in
lots of people don't wanna do it.
2022. Introduced in 2022 to get all of the states to be strictly on daylight savings time and not to move the clocks. Lawmakers in 35 states introduced bills on the subject. To date, 19 states have enacted legislation in anticipation of a federal change. But they can't do it until it's approved on a congressional level.
No, there are some states that don't do the
Yes,
clocks.
Arizona and Hawaii.
Is Michigan? Oh, I thought Michigan was in there.
I've been reading about the Daylight Savings Act. Although the Senate passed a version in 2022, the measure did not advance into the House, and a renewed version introduced in January of this year failed to pass the Senate on Tuesday.
Do you know why we have daylight savings?
Yes, because of the farmers and the crops, so they had more time in the morning to wake up. But it's just
exactly.
like done.
Yes, we're not
Like,
an
why are we
agrarian
making
society
up
anymore.
time?
Yes, it seems like an antiquated
It
thing to do.
seems like it's the arbitrary time police.
Yes, I agree with that.
Like,
I think
let's
that's a
go.
good thing to hate.
Let's get rid of it.
I'm with you.
I stand with the date. What was it? The Sunshine
Protection Act.
I stand with the Sunshine Protection Act. Protect my sunshine.
Okay. Well, yep. I don't know why they won't. It does
What?
seem crazy. Like, what would be the
I
reason?
don't know.
We're going to
know.
research it. That I will address in housekeeping next week. What would be the plus of daylight savings? I don't know that there is one.
So it's big AI. It's big oil. Somebody has a vested interest.
I don't know what it would be.
It has to be somebody
some
who's
lobbying
paying.
group. No,
who's
now you're
paying
spreading
them?
rumors. Now
Who's
I've got to
paying?
fact check the oil industry.
Protect my sunshine today.
Okay, so my hate this week is a little story, very similar to things that happened to you, I would say. But I was Dad and I were coming back from Texas, and it was midnight or later. No, it was 12:30. We were very tired. We had gotten through Kennedy. We went to the taxi line.
Were you cut
Yes.
again?
I couldn't believe it. This group of women were traveling together. I'm
How
gonna
old
say
were they?
My age.
Oh my God. Yeah.
They seem to be friends who went on a girls' weekend.
Yes.
And so we saw them on the plane and in the airport, and they sat separately.
Yeah.
And so I am going to say that they did try and get onto the plane early, I noticed, and they were asked to step aside. Because you know how they really board now by your group number? They don't let you go if you're not in the group.
mean, they might not let you go. I'm always going.
Really?
Always.
You go in group one?
No, I don't have big enough balls for group 1.
Okay, well, they tried to
maybe
go.
a group 2.
They
maybe
tried to
group
get on
2.
early, right? Because everybody now wants to get their roller bag on.
Well, it honestly is bullshit that all of these flights make you check now, a gate check. We'll give you a free gate check bag.
You know what? The flight was full, and they said if you're in group 7 or 8, which are the really cheap tickets, you're gonna have to check your bag. But those women were not in group 7 or 8, so I don't know what they were worried about.
Did you have to check your bag?
No, I was not in that group.
Wow, look at you.
Anyway, so already I was annoyed because they had been sort of tried to get on the plane early, which annoys me. And then I don't like when people don't play fair. I really don't.
So
we're in the line, and the taxi line's really long, and there are no taxis, right? And then all of a sudden, the 2 that were behind us, or 3 women who were behind us, like scurry around and go around the whole line to go to their 2 friends who were at the front. And then they took 2 cabs. So there weren't enough of them for 2 cabs until the other 3 came, and maybe there were 6 of them or something. Mm-hmm. And everyone was furious. It was so wrong. Like, your friends are up there because they got here first. We understand that. But they're not saving you a space.
I don't know. I could kind of see it going both ways.
No, people were so
Did anybody say anything?
No one said anything, but everyone was pissed. And they took forever to load the cabs.
The worst.
And then there were no other cabs, and people were just irate. It was not cool. So my hate this week is people who don't play fair and people who don't follow the rules.
Well,
I know you don't always have to follow the rules, but this was
What about
not
my
cool.
notorious airport story?
Which one? There are so many. You mean the time we came back from Beckwith and you got really sick?
No.
Oh, okay.
Why would you talk about the only other airport story I have?
I don't know.
Actually, I have kind of a few. No.
See? She makes fun of me, and then she's like, oh, yeah, maybe.
I do have a few. When we were coming back from Mexico from spring break with my friends.
Yeah. I don't remember what happened.
We're coming back from Mexico, and customs was a fucking mess.
Yes.
And there were 2 options for lines to go in, and one of the people kept walking by this what they thought was barricaded and not part of the line, but it really was an open line. Mm-hmm. So I utilized it.
Yes.
And went around the whole line, even though no one else realized that they could go through it. And I started a revolution.
Oh, so everyone followed you?
Everyone followed me, but then when it came to me going ahead of people who were waiting, so I went, and then a few of my friends came with me, and then 2 of my friends stayed back, and they were like, no, we can't do it. And I was like, why? So these girls are giving me attitude. They're like, you can't go there, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, do you want to go? That's what I said to them. I said, do you want to go? Anybody can go in this line. I'm the only one that's realized it. What am I supposed to do? I see an opportunity. And 2 of my friends were like, we can't do it. It's just too rude, whatever, utilizing this line. And the girls that I was in a little bit of a tiff with turned back to my friends and they go, that girl is just such a bitch. I hate her. My friends are like, I hate her too.
I think I might not have liked you. No, that to me seems right. If you notice, because I noticed something recently, I forget where we were going, and everyone was kind of stopped. And so I went around, and then everyone's like, oh, but it wasn't as blatant. It's
just I'm sorry. I gave them the opportunity. They were mad that I was cutting them. I gave them the opportunity to cut me.
Yeah, that was right.
Anyway.
That was right.
So I said, oh my God.
Coughing fit.
Oh my God. I got a frog in my throat. I say all is fair in war and customs. Seriously,
No. I don't like when people cut. Although.
No, customs is a lawless area.
And when you come back from a trip and the customs to get out of the country is 2 hours.
Worst. The worst.
Oh my God, I didn't leave enough time.
Welcome back.
Oh my God. We had that somewhere. I forget where.
Now, see, is it dusty in here?
I think maybe. I feel like
you just clean.
Yeah, and my eyes are, I did just clean. Okay.
All right.
So moving on. Wait, did you do your? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I'm like not keeping up.
Okay.
Done.
Question of the week.
Question
Question of the week is less of like an individual question and more of an observation that I'm turning into our topic, which is, as we mentioned at the top of the episode, we have election day on Tuesday. The city is electing a new mayor, and it is a highly
polarized.
feeling. And so I wanted to talk about, especially in people my age, not everybody's voting the same way. It's not a universal one candidate. And I think everybody's feeling a little bit divided. So I wanted our topic of the week to be about how to deal with your friends who have different opinions than you.
Yes, I've spoken to a couple of friends of mine who said that they are having some issues with some friends, and they really cannot spend a lot of time together, and they're finding it to be a little uncomfortable that the election is kind of getting in the way, because people are feeling very strongly. If you don't know, in New York City, we've got, as the Democratic nominee, someone who's in his early 30s, Mamdani, and he is somebody who believes in a lot of social change and social reform, but there's been a lot of talk about him being anti-Semitic or anti-Israel. The Republican candidate is not strong.
The Republican candidate is the Curtis Sliwa, and I highly, highly, highly recommend you go on his social media pages, because it's literally like a car crash. You cannot look away from the content that they're making.
He was really well respected. He was the head of the Guardian Angels. You guys all might remember years ago.
He wears a red beret around the town.
He does, but he doesn't have a real platform, or not a very strong one. And so then you had Andrew Cuomo, who you'll remember really took New York through COVID and through the pandemic,
and then canceled.
Fell from grace and kind of canceled. He ran in the Democratic primary. He lost. Now he's running as an independent.
He's just
the
hard to
mayor,
like.
Eric Adams dropped out, and so the votes really went to Cuomo. So now it's a battle between Cuomo and Mamdani.
And Sliwa is like low-key taking a good, like he should drop out.
Well, he is definitely taking a good percentage of votes from, if you are someone who supports Andrew Cuomo mostly. So this has divided New York, because Mamdani is interested in things like free buses and socialized or free grocery stores, which all sound very good, but he has a very thin resume in terms of running anything or being able to run New York City, which is a huge, ecosystem.
And then on the other side, we have a canceled sexual assault predator.
No. Don't say it like that. That is not correct.
What? What?
I don't know that it's sexual assault. That
okay,
is not
let
correct.
me look.
You have to be accurate here. There was a lot of controversy about how he handled the pandemic.
Funds.
No, not funds.
Yes, with the nursing
homes.
That had to do with funding.
Nursing homes. No, but nursing homes is the word. It's not all funds.
Okay, whatever.
Nursing homes. And there were accusations lodged against him by colleagues who worked for him, I'll say.
Let's see.
So not the strongest candidate to put up. But yet you're in this pickle. A lot of people feel like they're in a pickle. And so friends we are not really addressing the issue is, what do you do?
He doesn't have any criminal charges active.
It's not sexual assault.
But he has allegations of sexual harassment, and they tried to make criminal charges, and they couldn't.
Assault and harassment are different.
No, but the Albany County, the district attorney declined to prosecute the single misdemeanor sex charge. And then the second one, Nassau County. Prosecutors in 2 other counties also announced Cuomo would not face charges for any allegations, though they found the allegations to be credible. So,
I know, but is it Like, are harassment and assault
I'm
the
just
same?
I'm
not
just
sure.
saying that
Okay,
they
not the strongest candidate. So people are really divided, and the Jewish community is divided, which is interesting. And so you've got a lot of heightened feelings. And so what would you say to your friends who are, and are you having this with anyone you
Yeah,
know?
I think that everybody is feeling a little bit on edge and nobody is really wanting to have dialogue or see, the other side. I think that this is kind of a thing that like time will tell. Like I think it's just like none of us know how. I mean, it feels pretty clear that Mom Donnie is going to win, but like none of us know what is actually going to happen, what legislation is actually going to be enacted. So I'm kind of in this like holding pattern of just kind of not saying anything until it begins, because who knows?
Well, aren't we sort of living that way anyway? I mean, there are families that can't, they're split in terms of Democrat and Republican. So maybe is the answer like just don't talk politics? But that can be complicated, right? Because you can avoid politics, but then it's like a big part for a lot of people about what's going on, right? And the sort of policies that are being enacted.
I don't think that they shouldn't be talked about. And I think that this discourse can be had if you want to. I just more so think that like everybody is feeling extremely intense about, what could happen and what the future possibilities are. But like, we don't know. Like, we just literally have no idea. Like, also, I personally have been having this level of just like, and this is less about dialogue with like people who are different than you, but I think it's something important to talk about in any capacity, which is like, I feel like the Trump administration is preparing to do as much blocking of power if Mom Donnie wins that it's like, what's that going to look like?
Well, I don't know that the Trump administration is a federal versus a state.
I know,
so
but
I'm
like,
not really sure.
Isn't he putting all of these restrictions on Gavin Newsom to like make it harder for him?
Trying to. I mean, they're doing a lot of things that he's trying to do stuff to states, or they're trying at a federal level to restrict states in some way. They could send in the National Guard certainly into New York City.
That's what I'm saying. Like, what is going to happen in that? I just feel like everything is extremely unsure.
But I think the other thing that's unsure is like, will Mom Donnie be able to deliver what he says?
Right.
Is he going to be somebody who is able to run New York City? Who knows? But I think in terms of, being friends with or talking about this with people who disagree, I think you have to make a choice. You either say, okay, let's talk about it, and you hear me and I'll hear you, and we can coexist and hear each other and have a dialogue about it. Or let's just sidestep the issue and just like have a friendship.
Yeah.
And I think the question is,
but I think
the bigger, more interesting question is like, can you be friends with somebody who differs ideologically from you?
I think you can. I think it's more so like, see, for me, you're like, we can sidestep this or we can talk about it. In my mind, it's more so like, let's pause. Let's just pause and see what happens.
So pause on that particular topic.
Just like if we're going to talk about the mayoral election, like we obviously know who's going to win. So let's pause and see what happens. Like, I just don't know if it's worth wasting your breath over. Like in certain situations, I feel like,
I mean,
like,
I don't know that I agree with that.
Is it worth getting into all of this discourse when there's going to be a clear winner and like we don't like?
Yeah, but I don't think you can go in thinking that. I think whatever you believe until election day, don't you think you should try and talk to someone and reason with somebody to say, like, here's why I think what I think,
right.
And they will say why they think what they think.
I just think that
I try and change a mind in either direction.
I just think it's like evident who's gonna win, and so I think that
according to the polls, but yeah, hard to know. Hard to know what's gonna happen.
Not hard to know.
No, I know, but
That's what I'm saying. Let's put it on the back
I think
burner.
you have a responsibility I do. I think we have a responsibility to discuss it up until Election Day. And then Election Day, everybody's free to do
I
whatever they want.
guess. Maybe I'm just being too pessimistic about it. I don't know.
Well, it's not pessimistic. It's just like you're foregoing the conclusion. But guess
I'm
what?
not-
We're a democracy where everybody has a vote and everybody's mind can be changed.
I'm not saying that. Okay.
I do love, I've said this before. I love voting so much.
I know.
I do love it. We voted the other day, and I love everything about it. I like my sticker. I like doing it. I like reading about the amendments. I just like it. It makes me feel like I'm doing my
except I did a more
part.
comprehensive vote than she did.
And I will say Eric did an even less one because he did not vote, I think, the way he probably wanted to vote.
Oh, what? He didn't realize what he was voting on? Oh, my God.
For two of them.
They do they don't make it clear.
There was an amendment on our ballot. There was an amendment to use wildlife land, not wildlife land, but
yeah, like
wetlands
preserved
or
land.
Preserved lands for an Olympic complex in an upstate county.
Which I was trying to get the full scoop on, and it was ambiguous. I don't know if people in the area are for it or not.
I know. Hard to know.
It's why does the whole state get to vote on that?
I know.
Why are we voting?
In New York City, it seems strange. It's not New York County.
I know.
It
It's
seems
weird.
very weird.
All right.
Moving on. So, I think what we say is dialogue is good.
C'est la vie.
No, not c'est la vie. Dialogue is good.
I'm in a little bit of a different place than you on this one. In a normal presidential election, I'd feel differently.
It's not president, it's mayor. It's a mayoral election.
Exactly. So we're talking about a mayoral election.
Really?
I would feel differently
Ava,
in a presidential
the mayoral
election
really impacts you because you live
I
in
know,
New York
but
City.
I feel like it's already decided. We're talking in circles.
Okay. I'm not sure about that. Let's continue. What's our topic of the week? Please discuss. It's your topic.
Okay, the topic of the week this week is about regressing. We think that it is about time that we do an update since we had a lot of emotional turmoil earlier in this year, and we feel like all of our episodes have been upbeat and positive, and I mean for what we've been putting out there, but have been upbeat and positive, and that is how we've been feeling most of the time. However, this past 2-ish weeks, I think we've felt a little bit of a sadness slump, or I will speak for myself. And so we wanted to check back in because I think that it's important that you all see that it's not a linear process, in that it's even when something happens what feels like a while ago, its implications are still fresh, and it hasn't actually been that long.
Yes. I think anything that involves grief and loss is a little bit of a wild card, the way you deal with it and the way you process it. Mm-hmm. So, I think for me this year, I've made leaps into feeling better, long periods of feeling very sad because my mom passed away. And then sort of made a leap over the summer to feel a lot better. Mm-hmm. But, the holidays are hard.
Yeah.
And the fall is always a little difficult. And so, and it's going to be a year in this winter.
I know.
So it feels a little like you fall backwards a little bit. And so then you're feeling a little sad.
No pun intended,
Yes,
daylight
fall backwards,
savings.
Exactly.
Protect our sunshine.
So I think it's very normal to regress. I'm sure Deb would say, yeah, that's what the healing process is. But it just kind of surprises you because it can wham you out of nowhere where you're like, oh, I'm feeling better. I feel much better and life feels sort of on track. And then you feel whacked across the side of the head.
My feeling is always I always get when I feel myself getting upset or just emotionally regressing a little bit, my instinct is always to be annoyed. I'm so annoyed that I've been fine and now I suddenly feel like the world is ending, the sky is falling. And I think that has been something for my personal healing and grief journey, to be like, it's annoying, but like it's inevitable. Like everybody, you know, has feelings arise that they thought wouldn't, or they thought they're over being upset, and like it can just come back at any time.
Well, don't you think you're judging yourself pretty harshly? To get annoyed feels like you're
I just think it's like annoying. Like I know I have the capacity and the ability to not be sad, so I'm annoyed when I am. I'm not like, oh my God, you're not allowed to be. I'm just like, it's so annoying. Like, I thought I went through this already. You know?
Except then you're intellectualizing your emotions rather than letting your emotions be, right? So
my emotions are intellectual.
Well, I just think it's very hard to intellectualize emotions because emotions are emotions, and they're not often like, they don't react rationally. Like, you know, you can think one thing but feel
no, but that's exactly
another.
why it's annoying, because it feels like nonsensical a little bit. It's
no,
like,
what I'm saying is maybe the expectation's wrong. Like, we're expecting ourselves to feel good, and it's been enough time, whatever that means, right? Because who knows how much time is enough time. But somehow we're judging it based on a span of time. And maybe that's wrong. That like, and what is the expectation? Like, to feel the way I used to feel good. Like, I don't know. Maybe all the expectations are wrong. Like, the expectation
I think but the expectation is to like not cry on the subway.
Yes, I think that's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Like, I don't know. To like, yeah, I guess it's interesting.
And I guess for you, I'm curious too, like, you know, because Bubby died, so that was really hard. You also had a big breakup, and so that was hard. Like, does that all get lumped together, or are those separate for you in the regression?
No, I think it all gets lumped together because everything happened at the same time.
Yeah, it did. It happened close.
It really did.
Yeah. It happened close. But I guess what I was wondering is, like,
in my mind, it's like all
one. Do you get over
one.
one more easily than the other,
no.
right? Or
and
some
I actually
losses
think,
easier
I
to get
also
over.
actually think that it makes both things harder, because I can't like
discern
consider one without the other. Like, they're so lumped together. It's like, if I'm upset about one thing, it's like, yeah, I'm upset about my relationship for whatever reason, or not being in one, whatever. I'm like, and then my grandmother died. Like, it just always is.
Yes. I think it's very hard to have patience with yourself. I mean, I've learned this because when my dad died, you're going to go through whatever you go through, and you will eventually feel much, 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 much better. But it may take a minute. And everybody obviously is different. It takes everybody a different amount of time in different ways, right? So that you need to have, I think, a little bit of patience for that, and maybe try and, what do you do about the crying on the subway? I have to think about that.
I think you just, like, it has to happen.
It does have to happen.
It's like a necessary part of it.
Maybe it's that you don't look at it in totality, right? It's not like I'm crying on the subway, so everything in my life sucks. It's like, I'm crying on the subway, but other things are very good.
Yeah, and
right?
it has
like,
been a while since I last cried on the subway.
Right. Or
like,
have some perspective
on
I'm not
crying on the subway every morning. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's a positive to recognize.
Yeah.
But I think regressing is part of the healing process is probably what we would
Linus
say.
is in his terrible twos. He's regressing in some ways. Emotionally, it's fall. Ava's regressing.
Yep. It's not so easy. But I think you just kind of are kind to yourself and try and take it day by day and know that
we're living in dark. It's also that we're living, I know that I keep coming back to this, but like, we really are living in darkness more as well. And that impacts.
You mean dark outside or dark times?
I mean, I wouldn't say it's light times, but no, I'm talking about outside.
And you think the darkness makes you regress?
Like, the days just feel a little bit more shorter.
But why does that have to do with regressing?
I just think it's like darker earlier, and the days feel No?
I don't know.
It's
I'm
just like the
asking
winter
you.
of it all, the seasonal shift.
So you think sun equals light and happiness,
I'm just like summer,
and dark
it's
equals
I'm
sadness.
just saying in the summer it's like light out until 9 p.m. and
I know,
like,
but does that have anything to do with regressing? Like I was regressed.
I just feel like the
part of the
seasons.
summer.
Sure, but I just feel like there's something very stark with the shift of seasons. It's like
Yeah, I think there's
cold, dark weather. Wake
Okay.
up, it's dark. Leave work, it's dark. It's like you kind of feel a
Yes.
little bit of like
Well, I think there are definitely people who have seasonal disorder who
I'm just
feel
saying I think that
sadness when it gets dark.
Okay, and I think that's more of a widespread thing.
Yeah, I think it probably is very widespread.
Like why people are like, why do I feel bad now? It's like the seasonal change.
I mean, there are people who, when it rains, like just hate the rain and
Yeah.
hate and feel sad and want to stay in the house when it rains.
have you ever
Right?
seen the rain?
No, not 2 weeks in a row. You sang that last
I know.
week. No.
Okay,
no,
do you
no.
want to tell everybody? Did you like the Bruce Springsteen movie?
I did see the Bruce Springsteen movie. I'm a very big Bruce Springsteen fan, but not as big as my husband because he's the biggest fan of them all, really. I really liked it. I thought Jeremy Allen White was absolutely amazing. I thought Jeremy Strong was terrific as John Landau, his manager. It was hard to get over that he was playing Bruce Springsteen. I couldn't get to it because Bruce Springsteen's alive and he's so famous. It's like you can't look at Jeremy Allen White
Right.
and think that's him. But he did a great job singing, and he sang all his own. He sang all the
I
songs,
know.
and he did amazing. And sort of from the back, and there were moments that he really worked on his physicality, but I thought the story could have been told a little differently. It was a little thin in the beginning to get to how tortured Bruce was. But I learned a lot, and it was enjoyable, and I thought he was absolutely terrific.
So if Jaw is listening to our podcast, what do you want to say to him?
So if who?
Jaw.
Jaw.
Jeremy Allen White. Jaw.
Oh, God, if Jeremy Allen White were listening to our podcast, there's so much I'd like to say to him, like, you're so talented. I would say
She
to
loves
him,
Jaw.
I would say to him, yeah, you deserve an Oscar. I think he does. I think he might deserve
More than Timmy?
more than the nod. No, Timmy was last year.
Yeah, but who'd you like more? Timmy's Bob or Jaw's Bruce?
You know, Bruce is a little, I got to think about this. It was a hard character to play, and he brooded a lot, but there was a moment, he brought me to tears twice.
Oh,
I thought-
twice. You
Twice.
threw in the twice. You
Twice.
really.
Twice.
Of course it
Twice.
was twice. Of course.
So, yeah, I think it's worth seeing if you like Springsteen. If you don't like him, I'm not sure that you would like them. I don't think you'd like it.
So anyway, thank you so much for listening to our 35th episode. We'll be back next week, hopefully in a timely manner. If you don't already follow us
And
on
you'll-
social
we'll know
media
the
at
results
Totally Unqualified Podcast.
Sorry.
And we'll know the results of the mayoral election,
Yes.
and maybe you end all of your friendships, or you make new best friends who sees
No, we need to be a more tolerant, kinder
tolerant
society.
discourse, and we'll see
We
what
need to talk
happens.
more.
Whatever happens. We'll see you next week.
Bye, everybody.